Dois quê? Isto era, relembra isto era o max, certo?
Sim.
O max. O T que é o power. Ok. E depois é o 3T, que é power terminate, certo?
Sim.
Terminate. E depois era tipo 7 e 8 aula, que era?
7 e 8 aula.
As duas são um bocadinho mais. Oh. Am I supposed to speak in English or in Portuguese? Mas machi. Next chat. Yes, what? Portuguese. English. Yes, I can speak in English. So that's the plan for today. Max, power terminates, and these are a bit more conceptual. Okay, let's. So that's our plan. To go and do this. So the max. So my plan is to do. So have you tried to do this? No. Have you? No. So my idea is to do max in a tree format and decorated drawing. Yeah. And then the power I think are only going to decorate. It's way more. So I'm writing here here the example. It starts with true, and the program is if x is greater than y, then z is equal to x, else z is equal to y. And the conclusion is that z is equal to the max of x and y. Okay, this is what I want to prove. Not I, you want to prove. I'm not proving anything. Yeah? Can you do this at home? So, well, this is not very large, but still you may consider writing like this. Anyway, if you're writing like this, then you start, you just leave enough space in the top. Where's my chart? Can we record? How can you record? With your mobile? Oh, by the way, where's my mobile? Like with your mobile or? I don't see. Yeah, of course. No. Where is this chart? Jesus Christ. Okay, so
Agora não sei.
Aqui não pode ser, igual a 0. Então dá a avançar se igual a 1, não. A 1 é 0. Ok, não. E depois aí, se conseguir procurar isso da questão da mão, buscar a regra do código final. Voltares. Está certo? Essa cena aqui é exatamente igual a aqui. Depois da desta para tentar o final. No final, tem aqui dois propósitos. Vai escrever ok, então estes dois gols será o zero será
Não vou juntar ainda. Eu estou fazendo contexto.
esse não está um pouco de correção. Ok. Isso não é o nosso uso.
E depois faço muito.
E uma interpretação depois não fica atrás antes de uma revisão vai ser uma interpretação. Isto é assim.
Já tens que pôr esta para trás? Sim, para trás. Vocês fazer isso lá atrás. Você sempre gosta de o nome da regra falar. Seria passar também uma linha para vencer mais ou menos assim. E aqui é e depois é daqui para vez, depois daqui para e este aqui, o que é este aqui? É igual a 1. Esta linha aqui é igual a 1, só que em vez de ter isto aqui, tem esta aqui. Devemos ser aqui que está a não vamos fazer isso.
Para ficar tudo bonitinho. Perfeito.
Mas depois vou falar igual. E fala outra posição igual.
Sim, tá. Já faz um bocado.
Eu estou a ter o S igual, e os P's pronto, igual a X, e a aqui a colocar depois. E este pessoa, o X não é o Y, não é o
Aqui vai ter dois gols.
Sei que eu estou profissional porque.
Deixa Mas e começar a escrever Okay. I think everybody has something like this. So this is a conditional, if then else. We're going to use the if rule. There's no alternative. Well, there's another alternative. There's the non-structural rules, the written rules. So what you have to remember the rule, and the rule says you start with phi if then s1 else s2 phi. You have phi here and p. You have s1, you have psi, you have here p, and the not p. You have s2. You have. So this is the rule that we're going to use. It means that we copy the precondition here, and we add the guard x greater than 1. Okay, this is great. Okay. Then we copy the body. And we copy the post condition, which is z equal to max x. Okay, so this is it. Yeah, so this is the first sub goal, and the second sub goal is similar. It's true, and negation of x greater than y. The body is x equal to y. It's this body here, and the post condition is the same. Z equals to max of xy. Okay, and here negation of the guard. Oops. Okay. So now this is an assignment. You know that assignments they're always like this. Okay, the assignments are less strengthening and assignment. Okay, they're always like this. So I have to clean this part here. And here is exactly the same. Okay. So for example, because we started on this side, what we have here. So we start here. Oh, assign. Assign is an axiom, so just let's make it. So we start here, and what we write? We copy this. X equal to max of xy, and we write x equal to y. And now we have to figure out what we have here. Okay? And this is the point where you do back propagation. So what you get from back propagation, you get that x is equal to max of x, y. Okay? And because you have left slacking, what you have that this part here implies this part here. Okay? So you have to copy all that again. You have to write that true and not x greater than y implies x equal to max of xy. Yep. So
Okay. So, so what remains to be done here is you have to write this, and then you have to write here, justification. Justifications. Okay. So why is this true? Well, so not x greater than y. This is the same thing as writing x is lower equal to y. Okay? And from here, you know that this implies that the max of xy is certain one. Okay? So there's something wrong here, no?
So if you choose this one,
Oh,
this one
yeah.
will the max.
Yeah. That's it. And here, you do this for homework. It's nice. Because it's just like it's exactly like the other one. So we have this, strengthening, and side. Right, so we have to find what it is, what it is, what it is. Yeah. That's it. And then you have a second, and then you justify. So this is so what I want to do now is to write the exact same thing in decorative form. Well, the justification of multiplications is here you have to say, you can be a little bit more. You can write that what is max? Max of x and y is equal to x if x is greater or equal to y, and is y otherwise, right? That's the definition of x plus max. So it follows from this definition. I guess probably the most important part is this, which is absolutely speaking, is just for you to conclude this, and therefore you know that the max of x and y is certainly y. Okay. Erase. Yes. No. Okay, let's study on. So the same exercise with the decorated form is, so what? So we start with the precondition here, which is true, right? And then you leave here a little space, and then you have if x greater than y, you have then, okay? Then you leave some space here. You have your, what you have here, please? Z equal to this one. You have some space here, and then you have the else. You leave some space, and you have z equal to y, and you leave some space. You have the conclusion here, and the conclusion is that z equal to max of xy. You know, you have to start filling up these big missing bits here. So this here is this part here, right? So this is the same, you see here. So we can already copy this here and there. Okay, so let's do this. That equal to max of xy is that max of xy. Right? So also, you know that this goes here and there. And in addition, you have the guard here and the negation of the guard there. So this is your field here, and this is your side. This is your phi, this is your side. So, so you know that at this point here, you will have true and x greater than 1. And at this point here, you know that true and not true that x is greater than 1. Okay? So this is the thing that you do very quickly. So basically here you need nothing, yeah. But here you still have to fill it in. But so this is filled. This here is filled using back propagation. Okay. So how do you back? So the back propagation here goes like this. You copy this, the formula, and wherever you have x, you now wherever you have x, you now write z. You never wherever you have z, you now write x. Right? So it's x equal to max of x. Right? And here is and here this is where I justify. And same here. So here you do back propagation. And it gives you that y is equal to max of xy. And you have to in there. So these are the two justifications then, as before. And here you don't need spice. I never, it's normal that you sometimes you leave a lot too much space, and then you figure out that you don't need this space. And sometimes it's the opposite. You leave too little space, and then it gets a bit. So if you decide to do this at home, you may want to, first do a sketch, and then on a clean sheet of paper write it very cleanly. Otherwise, it's I won't be able to understand. Yeah, are we cool? Can you go into the power? So how does power look like? Oh, I don't have. Oh. This? Aqui?
Sim.
Não é verdade, porque o X é maior que o Y.
Não vi assim.
So how does, I don't have here, how does this look? I don't have the assignment here. So how does the assignment looks like? Power, the code for the power. Power. Where is power? Power is number is T. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it goes like this. So it goes like n greater or equal to 0. Then you have then you have an assignment. Yeah. So because you have an assignment, you know that you're going to leave some space here. And then you have k equal to 1. Then you have some space here. Then you have j equal to 1. J equal to 1. And then you have the while. Then you have space here. Then you have the while. While okay, no. And then you have then here you have something, and you have something here, and you have k equal to k plus 1. You have something here, then you have j equal to 2j. And then you have something here, and then you have your conclusion, which is j equals to the power of n. Okay. So there are some things that you can feel straight away, but the most important part is the first that you should look into is to look into the variance. So how does it look like? Well, let's call it phi. Okay. So where do we have the variance? We'll have the variance. We don't know how it looks like, but we'll soon find out. You know that it's here. Okay. Here, you know that you have the variance n. Okay. And here in the end, here you have a possibility. Okay. And when you exit the loop, you have this, and it's not true that P holds. Okay. So this is already your first goal. Yeah. So once you figure out what is the variance, then you have to fill this, and you fill by backward propagation. Yeah. Then you have to fill this, you fill by backward propagation, and you will have here another sign, another integration, which you must justify. Once you have this, you go here by backward propagation, you get here by backward propagation, and you prove this again. So really, it all boils down to find out what is the variance here. Okay. So this is I would like you to think a little bit how you can. No what? Hell. Oh, no, go on. What? Are we on? Where's my screen? I'm licensed for this thing. Okay. Are we good? Okay. So this is what you have to do. So let's think a little bit about the invariance. Well, what is the invariance? You know, it's So there's a formula, and it must relate the two variables, obviously, J and K. And tip. So in the end, you have here 2 to the n, right? So it will have most probably something like 2 to, I don't know. Because this is what we want to check to have in the end. So let's try to figure out what the variant is. So we can write it like this. You can write like J, and you can write like K. And so in the beginning you have 1 and 1. Couple of that.
Vai ser duas
Não
vezes
vale
chapa.
dois. Não vale dois. Parece que não vale dois. Não vale dois. Então, o
É o
vale zero.
quadrado.
Sim, vale ao cabo.
Não é? Depois, passa a 1, que é 2 vezes J, 2 vezes 1. Agora é a relação. Você estava a dizer que eu tenho que aproximar do carro.
Eu vale a cabo. Não.
Ah,
Dois
2
vale
não vale a cabo.
Como é que é? O que é?
Só tem igual a dois vale a cabo.
So, we'll not try this. So now you can write here. Before you, so now this is our tentative event. Okay. So now can you prove this? So you have to prove that J equals to K and not K lower than M implies J equals to K. This is true? Yeah. Oh, sorry, of course.
Então, o roxo diz o não. Tirar o não fica capa maior igual a ele. E o ciclo acaba no momento em que capa igual a ele. Logo, se capa igual a ele, só substituir o capa por ele ali no lugar da esquerda ali.
Oh, so you know this and also know this.
Sim.
Oh, why?
Quer saber disso?
So in order to prove that this is true, you know this, right?
Sim.
So the difference here is right? So you have to establish.
Capa igual a ele.
Yeah. So,
Sim, então, foi o que eu disse. Quando o ciclo, visto que a condição do ciclo é capa menor que M, o ciclo termina quando capa for igual a
I don't care about whether
Sim, pelo menos
no, forget. This is all you have to. This is all you have. You cannot tell me, oh, it terminates and then now you know that. Forget it. This is completely. This is all. No. This is all you have. Can you show this or not? Can you show this or not? That K is equal to N from this information only. You cannot, because the only thing that you know is K is greater than equal to N. You don't know that K is equal to N. It could be that K is 7 and N is 5. Why not? Of course. This is, I don't care. What? So this is all you have. So this is not true. This is the invariant is not strong enough to establish this. So what you have to do? So what you have is like this. So you have here that you have here K, and you have N. Okay, let's establish that N is there. And you know that K is here, in this part here, and is closed here. Okay, so now you know that K is somewhere there. But what you want to know really is that K is exactly this here. Okay. So what you have to complete this with is you have to add this part here. As an invariant, okay? So you have to. Can you see this bottom part here? You cannot, can you? You cannot. So if you also have this in your invariant, then you know this is true. So you go back here and you say that this is not good enough. You also now must know that k is lower equal to n. Because if you know that k is lower equal to n, then you also have here that k is lower equal to n. Okay? And now you know. Because you know that k is greater equal to n, and you also know that k is lower equal to n. And this to imply that k is equal to n. Okay? So this is what I have. You need this part also. So this is the invariant. So this is how you should proceed. And now we can go and do the rest, but I'll leave for you to do the rest. Okay? So now you still have to back propagate here and back propagate there, and prove this and back propagate here. But this is more of the same. Really, the difficult part is finding the invariant. So if I would go a bit like this. I would go like something like this. I would go like a thrower, find the invariant. So that he and not he implies first condition, and then you know, fill the remaining. No consegue ver, Better? Worse? It's better like this? Okay. And then fill the remaining you know, blanks. Yeah. So this is how. Yeah. So I want to see with you why this program terminates. So there's a lot more exercises about this in this sheet, and you should try to do them. Okay, and you have the Moodle, this discussion chat where you can have your
Professor? Professor?
Are we ready to move on? Okay, let's move to power terminators. Yeah. Okay. So power terminates. So what do we have here? So we concentrate here. This is all that matters. The rest doesn't matter. So we can even erase the rest. So what we have here? So we have to find you need a variable, a new variable. Any variable will do except k and j, right? You can call it whatever. Right? And then what we have here? Here you have three parts. You have the variant, you have the guards, and you have the variant. And at the bottom here, you have that so if this expression is equal to v in the beginning, when you get to the end, you want it to be smaller than, right? Yeah. So this means so basically you don't need this also this. So this is what you have to do. So how does it look like?
Já qualquer coisa que mais pequenino, à medida que vai avançando, qualquer coisa que mais pequenino. Já consigo arranjar uma coisa que mais pequenino.
Não.
Hã? Por que vai ficar mais pequenininho ali?
Capa sobre geral.
O cabo vai ficando maior, certo? O cabo vai ficando maior, senão não dá.
Totalmente.
Ideas? From below the light. What do you mean below the light? Everything is. Can you see this part here? Ah. Okay. You see this part here? This light, it doesn't show up. I see what you mean. So from here, yeah. Okay, now try here, right? Não, mas é que se vocês veem ali no ecrã e eles veem assim o risco branco que não está aqui. Não está. É, exato, está ali. Mas não se vê. Aqui não vejo. Okay, so ideas for the variant expression? So if k increases, something what decreases? No, n is fixed.
Oh, okay.
N minus 1. Okay. So let's try. So here, right. Here, right. Now you propagate, and you get nothing changed really because J does not occur in the formula. And now you back propagate again. And now something changes. Yeah. N minus alpha plus 1. Okay. Now I have over here the justification. So what do we have? You have the invariant, which I don't remember anymore what it is. So we have this one. And you also have this, okay. And you also have that n minus k equal to b, right? And then you have to show. Then we have to show that n minus k plus 1 This is the sign as n minus n minus 1. Okay. And this is the sign as n minus 1. Am I right? And this is true. Because if it's equal, then it's also yeah. Okay. So next, the last point is the warning. Yeah, point number 4. Point number 4 is these variables are integer variables. Okay, so they don't belong to a well-founded domain. So therefore, you have to show so now I have to show that this is that blueprint. Yeah. So now we also need a justification for number 4. Okay. I'm not going to write, but you know this. You know that k is lower or equal to n. Okay. Therefore, so this no, this is not what I want. This is true, but this is not what I want. That implies that. Are we good? So we have 30 minutes. We have to do 2 more exercises. So can you erase this? So there is no rule for if then, okay? The only thing that you have is a rule for if then else. Okay? But you know that if P then S is abbreviates if P then else. So let's try the derivation for if. So you start with phi, and then I have if, then else if, and you end up with psi. Okay? Then you need the rule for if, the conditional. Okay? So I have here psi. Then you have psi and p. Oh, phi and phi, I'm sorry, phi and phi. And you have s, and you have here psi. And these guys have phi and not p. You have skip. You have. Okay. So now let us concentrate here on this goal here. So this is not true in general, right? Because the rule for skip is, or the axiom for skip is, you have the precondition is equal to the post condition. Okay? So these are different. So what you have to do, is you have to show that this implies that. So what you have to do here, you have to do the only way is to do a abstraction. Show that this implies psi, and then you have this psi skip psi. Okay. So now we have a derivation for this, and if you have what then so if you want to do a derivation for this, then what? So how does the rule looks like for p if p then okay? Because this abbreviates if p then oh, not abbreviate, is an abbreviation of, right? So now, if you want to prove this, really what you have to prove? So what are your sub-goals? You have to prove this, and you have to prove this. You don't have to prove this because this comes directly from skip. You don't have to prove this because this is proven by these two goals. Okay. So now what you have here in the beginning here is you have phi and p as psi, and you have that phi and not p implies psi. And so this is the rule that we explain. This is the rule for if then. Okay. So this is the new rule. So this new rule gives you nothing new because you already knew. Because you don't need this rule. You can always use this rule here. So this is a good rule for if then. So if you want to do, if you are, for your assignment somewhere will have an if then, you can use this rule here. It's more compact than this. Okay, and are we good? So the next one. Is it okay if I erase? So this exercise is also about new rules, okay? But about new rules. So, but this exercise gives you the rule and asks questions about the rules. The previous exercise asks you to derive a rule, okay? So this case, the rule is given, okay? And the rule, it's a new rule. So it's 5 and P. So it's 5 and P. Yes. And it's 5. Let's call this wild star rule. Okay? It's a variant of the other rule. Yeah? Am I wrong?
Say, by now P skip. Right?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
So what's the difference between this rule and the real rule for while? Well, yeah. So the real rule for while also has this. So we forgot this, yeah? So now you ask, is it sound? So sound means only correct assertions or triples. So now, to answer this question, what are we going to do? We're going to somewhat relate this to the original while rule. Yeah. So we start with the while rule. Yeah. So the real while rule says that 5 and P S allows you to do 5 while P S 5 is not. Okay, so this is the real while rule, the one that you are derived. Right? So the difference again is this. Okay? So you want to somehow erase this between, okay? But you can't. So you want to come. So this is not your final conclusion. Your final conclusion is this. Yeah. Okay. So what can you write? What can you use here in order to convert this postulation into that postulation? So this is the real while rule, and this is the conclusion that you have. So you can use one rule to convert this into that. You can use the rule that says that phi and not p implies that. So the question is this true? Sure. So you know, phi and something else obviously implies phi. We just don't use this part here. Okay? So this is also always true. So what do we have in the end? You have this, which is this, and you have this, which is this. So this is really your while star. So this rule, this means that this rule here is derivable, okay? Is admissible, and therefore it's sound. because you're able to derive this thing by using the old rule, the old while rule, and with the right way. Okay? So you're sure that this part here only derives correct assertions. Well, if this only derives correct assertions, then this also derives correct assertions, because basically this part here is a proof of that. That's the same thing. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute I have to go, but I want to also to talk about completion. So basically now, you know, okay. Now, because in aulas, it points to so if it points to not, then I have to give a counter example. And then the counter example, you can use the power or the factorial. And probably the power is more in the union. So now you know that. So let's consider that power. So at loop exit you have the variance. So at loop exit you have the negation of the guard. You have a not greater than m, lower than m. No, at loop exit you have the variance. Yeah, and the variant is, what is the variant? It's r by, not by j, right? And so no, we need the negation of the guard. So while star is yeah, all right, good. I don't remember what is the guard anymore, but while star is the weaker rule, mais fraca, okay? Prova menos coisas. Are we happy? So there's lots of exercises in the sheet. Then you should try to do them at home. And the homework, the assignment number 1 will be, it will be aired soon tomorrow. Yeah. That's it. Let's go on. Sorry? Less assertions. Menos triplos. Menos asserções. Você me carreira aqui, ó.
Eu queria ficar lá no assim.
Não, mas não vai botar no trabalho para agora.
Não.